Hello and welcome to our lesson on box and whisker plots. We're going to do a quick review here, remembering for a 5-number summary, you have your min and your max, the median is in the middle, and then when you separate the bottom half, not including the median, and find that median, that's Q1, on the top half of the data set, not including the actual median, the median of the top half is called Q3, or third quartile. For instance, if we look at this problem, we'll do a quick count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 of them, unfortunately. That means our median will be halfway between these. If we add 5 plus 7, that's 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So our min is 1. Our max is 30. And our median is 6. Not including that, when we do these 4 values halfway between 1 and 3, that's a 2, that's Q1. And then halfway between 20 and 26 is 23. Boxplot shows a visual representation of the spread of data. So we're going to see the 5-number summary in more of a visual graphical way. When we do this, we're going to have a range, max minus min, that shows the spread, as well as what we talked about in lesson 1, the IQR, the interquartile range, which shows the central 50% of the data. So our vocab, our box plot, or sometimes called box and whisker plot, is a graph of the 5-number summary accurately placed over an equally spaced number line. As we talked about finding the 5-number summary, we need to have values in order from least to greatest. One of the big deals for a box plot is to make sure that you have equally spaced number line underneath so that you see any kind of stretches of that box and whisker plot. The box is going to be the interval from Q1 to Q3 on the edges. You'll see a box or a rectangle there. Median will be inside. And then the whiskers are going to be where the max and min go. And you'll see that next. As we said, the box is going to be this Q1 to Q3 here with the median inside. And then our maximum, sometimes it's just a dot there, making it a whisker. Sometimes they put a whole line there. And our min are going to be out on the ends. So to identify that, if you look directly below that left side whisker, we have a 5. And then up here we have a 105. The median, it looks like it's right above this 70. And then if we look at the Q1, that's going to be right here. We're going to say it's 30. And then down here, 95 for Q3. And that's our 5-number summary. So you've had an exposure to figure out how to create the box plot from the data, how to read the box plot, or I mean, this one we're going to create the box plot. Sorry, we did the 5-number summary, then we turned the box plot into the 5-number summary. Now we turn the 5-number summary into the box plot. And pay attention, a mistake kids will make is they'll forget about this number line and not have equally spaced, and then they'll have equally spaced 5-number summary rather than the spread that shows 5 here, 90 up here. Now the box doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be right in the middle there. We go to 25 for the median. In fact, look, that's the median there. And then the box goes from 20 all the way up to 70. And then the whiskers out here. Okay. Work backwards again. We've got 3.5 for a minimum, 7.5 for a maximum, 6 for the median. Q3 sits at 7, and Q1 sits at 5.5. Now to talk about what these quartiles mean, you have chunks of 25% of the data. So 75% of the data is less than or equal to, that's this spot right here, the Q3. So that number is 70. 50% of the data is between, and there are at least 3 correct answers. You could say the min to the min, better write that, up to the median. Or you could say the median to the maximum. Whoops. I don't like the way that looks at all. The median to the maximum. Yeah. Yeah. And finally, it could go from Q1 up to Q3. By the way, that is the interquartile range. Remember that. 50% of the data is more than the median. That's the only answer possible there. Don't chop it off. And then 25% of the data is more than Q3. Remember, 3/4 of it would be in this area, and then an extra 1/4 up here. Okay, this will be, I believe, our last slide. See if you can, oops, I got one more slide. See if you can answer these questions. And hit pause. All right, 75% of the data is less than or equal to, in this case, the value of 7. 50% of the data, there are 3 possible correct answers. I'm going to say min up to the median, and then I'm going to say median to the max. Those two 50% add up to 100% of the data. And then right through the middle, we can do Q1 to Q3. All right? 50% of the data is more than 6. Oh, whoops. How about I give the numbers here instead of just these answers? So the min is 3.5 and the median is 6. 6 up to 7.5, and then Q1 is 5.5 up to 7. So those would be the ranges of values that give you 50% of the data. 50% of the data is bigger than the median, which is 6. And finally, 25% is more than Q3, which is 7. Circle the intervals that contain 50% of the data. We've been through this a few times here. We can go from the min up to Q2 or median. We can go from Q2 to the max or median to the max. And then the interquartile range, Q1 to Q3. All right, you should be good to go on check your understanding. Have a good day.